Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors, and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll talk with Assistant Village Manager John Kalmar to find out about some of the development projects around town. We'll drop by Countryside Fire for some quick safety tips, including the importance of changing your smoke detector batteries when you change your clocks each fall. We'll introduce you to some good neighbors to know when we visit our community partners at the Special Recreation Association of Central Lake County. We'll check in with Public Works Director Dave Brown to get a sneak peek at this year's Winter Wonderland Holiday Light Show. We'll visit Loyola University's Cuneo Mansion to find out about their upcoming events, including Breakfast with Santa and the Kirk Players production of The Velveteen Rabbit. And we'll run down several holiday opportunities, including the Winter Wonderland holiday license plates and the upcoming village tree and menorah lighting. If you have comments or questions, please contact Mike Storto at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@vhills.org. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.
Well, we've come over to the Village Hall to get an update on development. If you've been driving around town, you can see there seems to be a lot going on. We're with Assistant Village Manager John Kalmar. We haven't seen you for a while, John, on the update show, so I bet we've got a lot to go over here.
Yeah.
And if we could start by, let's always start it off with the trends. How are we looking in the community as far as residential, commercial, retail?
Commercially, we're looking very good. Our occupancy rates are very high now, back actually to where very close to being prior to the Depression or recession, whatever people call it. We're down in the 5 to 6% vacancy rate, which is great for us.
I was going to say 5 to 6%. It must be considered, full for most communities.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you talk to property owners and retailers and things like that, they want vacancy because they want to be able to move stores in and out, and it gives them some options in terms of when they market their property. So we're doing very well in that area, and very pleased overall with what we're seeing.
That's good. How about residential? I know how, Greg's Landing is almost built out. We've got maybe one more building at Aspen Point, or how are we looking?
Yeah, actually the last building at Aspen Point is now under permit, and they are under construction actually. So that will be finished sometime in the spring of next year, in 2014. In terms of overall residential, yeah, Greg's Landing for all intents and purposes is built out. There are a handful of custom home lots that are being constructed, but those are typically long time projects, and we see 3 to 5 permits potentially going forward there annually for the next 4 or 5 or 6 years, depending on how the economy progresses.
But we're not looking at like when we were in the early 90s where it would be hundreds of permits coming.
Not even close. I mean, the largest project we have going right now is on the Oaks, a Vernon Hills project here on Route 45. It's the former Lycum Tap Kelly's Daycare project properties. 304 market rate apartments. The property's now under construction. We'll start seeing footing and foundations going in the next several weeks, and then construction will be ongoing into early 2015.
And you said 300 for apartments. Is there any commercial or any retail or anything associated with that, or is it all a residential community?
There is a 2-acre vacant lot at the entrance that could wind up being local service commercial, but that's unknown at this point. Okay. The balance of the property is residential.
Okay, so that's what they're going for. Yeah. How about talking about sites and what people have been talking about? You've got over by Big Bear Lake, you've got the Opa Salerno restaurant properties. Right. What's happening over there?
Well, the 2 properties in question have been acquired by the Taxman Corporation. Taxman, as many people know, had proposed a multi-story multifamily building there. That residential project right now is on hold. Taxman is working with Rust-Oleum on some ideas about how they might develop the plan. I don't know what those plans are at this point, but the residential plan, as everybody's seen, is on hold at this point.
Okay, so right now we're on a wait and see. And speaking of Rust-Oleum, when you're driving down Town Line Road, Route 60, you can see there's a lot of digging going up on the corner there.
Yeah, they're doing an expansion on the west end of the building. They're adding a covered walkway from the western parking lot into the building, so it'll be a bridge, fully enclosed. They're also adding a small data center building that will be about 3/4 below grade, so you really won't see it, and then some additional parking, which they really need at that site. They are struggling to maintain their employees and providing enough parking for them. So it's a combination of building and parking lot expansion.
Well, and Rust-Oleum, I think we sometimes forget, that is, corporate headquarters for this, huge company. And that building itself is pretty interesting, too, the design of it and everything. So it's a real, they've been a wonderful partner to all of us here. So good luck with all that. Some quick things to go through. Buc-ee's Mobile, kind of down the street a little. It looks like they're kind of moving forward.
Oh, they absolutely are. In fact, they were pouring concrete yesterday on the building, and this is the old mobile site there at the corner of Ring and Town Line. Site was demolished. They've put new tanks in. They've put all the underground piping in, and we'll start seeing concrete going across the entire property and then structure going up. And I would anticipate that project will be complete before Thanksgiving and be open for business is what we're hearing the timeline is on that. So they've got a lot of work to do in a short period of time, but it will really clean up that corner, and I think will be another asset along the Town Line Road.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a handy place to fill up, that's for sure. Now we talk about Chick-fil-A too. That's coming along. Pier 1 moved over into the shops behind, but it looks like Chick-fil-A is getting ready.
Yeah, they're within 30 days of being open. Progress has been made, and they've done a really nice job on the construction of it. They ran into a couple things, but they've been able to work through them. Yeah, Pier moved over, and they've been open about a month now, and if you haven't been in a store, it's fabulous. I mean, it really is fabulous, and I would encourage people to take a look at it because it really is an improvement over their old store.
Yeah, it seems like it's bigger, and it's definitely sensory overload when you go in there. It's someplace to hang around. And then speaking of that, Ulta had moved over next to Dick's, and that looks like that's open and ready to go.
Yep, and they've done a great job there. And then Inland, which is the owner of Rivertree, now has a potential occupant for the former Ulta space. It's another shoe store concept, so that'll be going in there, and that's great. And then the former O'Reilly space in the Hawthorne Hills shopping center, that's going to be occupied by a Sleepy's, which is a mattress bedding place. So new concept, largest mattress bedding company in the United States. They're now making the big push into Chicago, and we're going to get one of the stores.
Well, it sounds like you said, everything's filled up and people are moving around. We got two more topics to talk about. One of them, let's talk about shopping center, Westfield. We see now that they're doing some construction at some of the entrances, and we see the Dave & Buster's sign inside too.
Yeah, Westfield is moving forward in as rapid a manner as Westfield moves. They are working on the southeast and southwest entrances to the mall, and everybody sees right now there are temporary entrances, one of which goes to the old Ruby Tuesdays, and the one goes to between Sears and the former entrance. What the plan is right now is that those two entrances will be fully improved and completed before Thanksgiving. So they'll be fully operational, so there won't be any hindrances for shoppers to use those, and so people will get a real sense in terms of what the overall remodeling has looked like for the mall itself. One of the worst kept secrets, obviously, is the former Ruby Tuesdays is going to be occupied by Maggiano's. Once that entrance is, the temporary entrance is closed, they'll begin to close up the space and remodel it. I don't have any more details other than that. And then, but that's going to move forward also. And then at the other entrance, the southeast entrance near Sears, the Dave & Buster's, if everybody drives by now, you'll see the hole is cut for the new entrance to Dave & Buster's. And if you're inside the mall, you get a real sense in terms of the size of that space. So, that's very exciting to see because the overall investment, including the theaters, is about $50 million into the mall. And as everyone knows, we gave an economic incentive agreement to them to help finance a part of that project, and that agreement is based on providing them sales tax rebates as they go along. What we anticipate on the north side of the building between Sears and JCPenney's is sometime after the first of the year, they're going to do utility relocations, sanitary, water, and I think storm sewer relocations between Sears and JCPenney's. And once that relocation gets done, then the theater can start construction. I don't have a timeline right now in terms of when the theaters will be open, but I think I'm estimating right now that we'll be at least at the end of 2014 and may carry over depending on the timeline and construction. So
they're going to work entrances, some of the restaurants, and then move into that big theater.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, and that underground always takes a lot of work. It's something that we can't see what's going on as much. So I think we as drivers going by wish it would go faster.
Right. Well, and we all do. I mean, we've been working on this project as a staff for 10 years. And so we're very excited to finally see things coming out of the ground, demolition going on, and new structure going up. And, when residents get a chance to go out and drive by the mall, what they'll get a sense is, at least I looked at it this morning, the southwest corner, you'll get a sense on that new entrance and how tall it is and the verticality associated with it, and then the different structure that's there versus what was there. So it's really exciting to see this happen finally, and people will get a sense over the next year that the entrances will be done. They'll start working on the theater, and that will be a very large structure. New signage throughout the entire site, new landscaping, and then the two media panel signs that'll be along one on Route 60 and one on Milwaukee, which will provide a whole different feel for the mall than what we've had.
Yeah. It sounds like it's really going to kind of not just update it, but really make it more of a destination is what they're working for, right?
Absolutely, and they have to. I mean, they have to compete, and this is an extremely important part of that new competition as they move forward. So it's really going to be, it'll be a great addition to the community. So
we look forward to that. Now, the one last thing we were going to talk about, you said you have some news about Menards.
Right. Menards is now looking at the half of the north commercial property at the corner of Greg's Parkway and Milwaukee. Everybody knows where Lowe's is across the street and everything. Well, this is the vacant property north of Greg's Parkway. Menards has been in discussion with the property owner and the developer who developed the south shopping center, being the Shops of Greg's Landing, and they are looking at the north 18 acres of that property to relocate their Wonderland store here. I think a lot of people know our Walmart is likely going to be moving to Wonderland, and they're going to redevelop that shopping center where Menards is currently located on Route 60. Menards has since said, we want to stay in the area. We think Vernon Hills is a great market, and what we want to do is we want to find a location. They are looking at that north parcel. It will be on the committee of the whole agenda on the 15th, Tuesday the 15th.
The 15th of October.
Sorry, yeah. And they'll present their concept plans, concept site plan, building elevations, et cetera, for that location.
And these things take time. It isn't something like, there's a meeting and everything goes. They play out over months and months.
Oh, absolutely. And in this case, the property has to be subdivided, they have to bring utilities to the location, then they have to build the building. So you're looking at probably 12 months worth of construction once the plans get approved, and we aren't even close to that. Tuesday, October 15th, is the presentation of the concept plans. Mm-hmm. Here's what it looks like. Here's the site plan. Here are the elevations. What do you think, Village Board?
Okay.
And at that point, then they'll be given some direction as to whether to proceed on into staff review or the like. So we'll see where that goes. It's a large store. It's going to be 2 stories, 223,000 square feet. It will have a separate warehouse building. Menards is different from Home Depot and Lowe's in that they have a traditional warehouse which is very similar to a traditional lumber yard that we knew when we were kids. Mm-hmm. They still maintain that. So it will actually be 2 buildings on the site. Total square footage on a site will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 275,000 square feet. That's huge. It's very large. Ample parking, lots of landscaping, road connections both to Milwaukee Avenue across from Red Top, and also connecting directly across from the Mariano's Lowe's entrance on the south side. Be a secondary access point, again, similar to the service drive that is across the street. There may very well be a traffic signal that gets placed out onto Greg's Parkway. So, and that was always planned for as a part of the master plans for Greg's Landing. That was a location that was looked at for a traffic signal early on in the planning process. So that location may very well see a traffic signal go in the next 18 months.
Well, thinking about the traffic at Mariano's by itself, which is fortunate for all of us, it's there and going like gangbusters. Well, let's have one more comment about Menards. It's interesting that it's next to Lowe's, but that does fit the retail that we see with a lot of different things. You go by your competition because more competition together brings more people to look at all of you.
Right, and it's kind of like Burger King and McDonald's and Wendy's all going next to each other. Or if you look at the mall, you've got JCPenney's, Sears, Macy's, Carson's all together, and that's just competition. So from that standpoint, the question of, well, won't this impact Lowe's? I don't know. I mean, and it's one of those things where it gives people another reason to come and shop here. And there are people who are diehard Menards fans who don't like one of the other competitors. There are people that will shop all three to see what they can do about getting the best deal possible. There are some people that say, I really like this store because it has certain goods that I really like a lot. I love their service. I love their help that I get from their staff and the like. So from that standpoint, it introduces another competitor into the community, but it's one of those things like everything else. It's competition, and in many cases, it's the strong that survive, and the weakest has to decide if they're going to ramp up their operation, change their operation, or potentially leave the community. So
it's good for us as shoppers. And when we think about it, too, we're so close to everything. We don't think about driving 2 blocks to go to one or the other. But when somebody's coming from way out of town, it is a draw. They know if they go to Vernon Hills, they can get all 3 of those, plus the mall, plus everything else. And it's those out-of-town shoppers we just love, too.
Right.
So.
Well, and in this case, this will be similar to the furniture stores that we have here in town. I've just read a recent report that basically says we're the top community outside of the city of Chicago when it comes to concentrations and sales of furniture stores. So from that standpoint, if you were looking for furniture, Vernon Hills is the place to go because we have such a wide variety. If you want the high end or you want the affordable stuff, we got it all. And in this case too, with Menards potentially coming to town, we will again have all 3 major competitors in the market outside of any independents, the 3 majors in the market, and you won't have to leave town to buy your lumber or shop for faucets or roofing or a shed or whatever you want. You'll be able to get it all here.
And that's what we like, buy in town, because sales tax is what comes back, so we don't have to pay property tax.
That's exactly right.
So shop in town.
That's exactly right.
In town. We like to get that message out. Now that's a lot we just went over, and stuff is changing all the time. You can always check with John and his staff here at the Village Hall. Go online. You've got a list of projects all the time on the website, and thanks for taking the time, and we'll come back and see how everything's going in a few more months.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lynn.
Well, we are over with our friends at Countryside Fire Protection District on Deer Path Drive. We're with Fireman Tony Rodkey, who's a familiar face around our schools and everywhere else. And thanks for taking a minute to join us, Tony. I know you've got a lot on your mind today, though.
You're welcome. Yes, I'd like to talk about some of the causes of fires. First of all, you have to watch what you heat. There's a lot of fires that happen in the kitchen because people start cooking and then they walk away. Or they go outside, they run to the store. When you're cooking, be sure to have the correct size lid to the pot or pan you're cooking in. Have 2 oven mitts. If a fire flares up, shut off the heat, cover it with the lid.
So that's really the most important thing. You just turn off the heat source and cover it. You don't have to go, for heaven's sakes, don't get water off the sink or something. Cover it, though.
Absolutely. You'll always want to use a lid, never use water, especially if it's going to be a grease fire, if you're frying bacon or something. Candles, leaving candles burning unattended cause fires. So when you go out, blow it out. If you're going to bed, you should blow out your candles. If you're leaving the house, you should blow out your candles. If you're leaving the room, you really should blow out the candles.
And I know you like those full candles. You think those are the best way to go.
The battery-operated flameless candles is definitely a fire prevention candle.
Yeah.
A problem we've had in Vernon Hills area is people not cleaning their lint traps or allowing the ductwork that's connected to the dryer to fill up with lint. So we got to be sure to keep the lint traps clear. We got to be sure to clean that ductwork periodically or even replace it over the years. And keep the area behind the dryer clear as well. You'd be surprised the bits and pieces of clothing that falls back there and that can heat up and cause a fire.
Well, and I know you guys have always said too, that lint that collects in your dryer is so flammable. It's just one of the, you can use it for kindling. So the fact that we let it kind of stop up our system is not good. And it's something we can take care of ourselves usually.
Exactly, and if it's overheated, it's gonna catch fire quickly. In addition to those causes, now we're coming inside, we're using those heat sources, supplement heat sources such as a space heater in a room. Make sure you keep items at least 3 feet away from your space heaters. You don't want to lay wet towels or wet gloves or hats on top of that. It'll dry out quickly and definitely catch on fire. If you're using your fireplace, be sure to use the wire mesh curtains, keep them closed to prevent the embers from popping out, and always close those glass doors when you leave that room should you have a fire going in your fireplace.
Well, I know we've got rules. We're not supposed to burn leaves or anything like that in our town. That's something that's a no-no. It's against the ordinances. And you guys also, if you're outside, you want us to be careful with any fire pits outside as well.
The fire pits have to be the manufactured fire pits, and that's the only type of fire that's permitted in Vernon Hills.
You can't be burning leaves like in the old days, so don't try to do that, right?
Exactly.
Now let's talk about something that does protect us. It's proactive. It's time for us to look at our smoke detector batteries.
Absolutely. Should a fire occur, one of the most important safety devices is our smoke alarms. And if you notice, there's a button here, and we should test these smoke alarms once a month to make sure they're working, and it's real easy. Just watch. It's working. Hope I didn't blow your ears out. However, we want to change the batteries as well every 6 months when we change the clocks.
And when do we change the clocks?
November 3rd is time change. We all should have turned our clocks back an hour and changed the batteries in all the smoke alarms, smoke detectors, same thing, in your home. We should have smoke alarms on every level of our house. That includes the basement.
Okay. I also understand that sometimes it's just time to change the whole detector out, that after 10 so years, it's a good idea to get a new one.
It is recommended that your smoke alarms be changed after 10 years, absolutely.
Okay, so that's good news for you guys here. Keep that in mind. And tell your kids to start checking those things. Kids are really good about remembering the lessons you teach in school to bring those home. It's really important.
I definitely ask the children of our community to remind the parents to change the batteries, ask mom and dad to test the smoke alarms to make sure they're working. If you're taking your batteries out because it's a nuisance alarm, okay, mom's cooking something and then there's some light smoke, we want to make sure we get those batteries back in. If you have a smoke alarm with no batteries, it's not helping you or your family.
Very important. And I know it's one of your first lines of defense. You always say, make sure those are working. We don't want any tragedies here. And let's talk about what to do if you have questions. You can call the non-emergency line. You can go on the website, a lot of information. You can talk to Tony, he's around. But the most important thing is if you think you have a problem, let's remind people again that you want to hear from them at the emergency number.
Absolutely. If you're not sure, you're asking, gosh, should we call 911? The answer is yes.
No problems. You guys would rather be there and check it out yourselves than let something go a little bit longer, correct? Very good. Thank you for all you guys do over here at Countryside. Remember, go online for safety tips. Listen to your kids. They know all the lessons. And if you're ever in doubt, call 911. Thank you very much, Officer Tony, Fireman Tony. We will see you again next month because we're going to talk about holiday decorations. So thanks so much.
You're welcome, and I look forward to it.
Well, we are at the Vernon Hills Park District Sullivan Center to meet some friends from our partner group over here, the SRA CLC. We're with Heather Bruntmeyer and Caitlin Shepard. They are rec specialists for SRA CLC, and thanks for taking a minute. This is an exciting time. You got a lot of people coming in, so we'll try to talk fast. But let's start with, what is SRA CLC? You've been around since the 70s.
Yes, it's the Special Recreation Association of Central Lake County. It is an extension of 7 local park districts and village rec departments that cooperatively join together to provide recreation for people with special needs.
Okay, and so Vernon Hills is one of those, because even your offices are in Vernon Hills. Where are your offices at?
Our office is on Oakwood over in Hartman Park.
Okay, so that's like the headquarters, but I see you've got, is anybody able to rattle off the names of all the communities you serve? Who wants to do that? That's like a test.
Let's see if I can think. Vernon Hills, Hawthorne Woods, Lake Zurich, Mundelein, Libertyville, Lincolnshire, and there's one more. Who am I
Grays
missing?
Lake?
Grays Lake. Very good.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you live in any of those towns and you're interested in these services, they're available to you here then. So.
Yes, as long as you live within the boundaries of the park district or the village rec departments.
So for here in Vernon Hills, if you wanted to take part in programs, do you do that then? Do you sign up through the Vernon Hills Park District, or how do you get connected?
You have to sign up through SRA CLC. You can do that. Our website has our brochure listed in there. There's a registration form and waiver for all the programs that are listed.
Well, then let's get into the programs, because you have a long list of programs and a lot of people you serve, all ages, all interests. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. We offer programs for youth. We have teen adult programs. We have adult programs, and we have senior programs. So we have a wide variety, yes. Whether that be drama, sports, crafts, just about anything you can think of, we offer.
And I heard the dances are totally fun. Yeah.
Yes, they're a big party. Usually we get a big crowd of at least 60 people, so
that's
they're very
nice.
fun.
So some of the people are from Vernon Hills, but they are coming from all over for this.
Correct. We have different drop-off and pickup locations, so we try to keep it central for everyone so that everyone has an equal opportunity to get to those places.
So that's what we're doing here tonight. As you're at the Sullivan Center tonight, we're not talking sports or a dance or a craft thing. They're actually making the sets and the costumes and everything for your upcoming play. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes, we are putting on the play Cinderella. It'll be held on December 4th here at the Sullivan Center. We have 20 actors in our cast, and it's a great time. It's a good time for these guys to work on their creative skills, creating the props and scenery, and also to work on their social and speaking skills by being up on stage with learning their lines and doing dances.
Okay, so this is a full-blown production, and is the community welcome to come?
Of course. Our production is on December 4th. It's at 7 p.m., so we do encourage everybody to come because it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, I can tell because I've met a few people already, and I can tell it's going to be a wonderful show because just in chatting with them, a lot of fun going on. So you guys are here. You're in Vernon Hills if people want to call. You guys are available if people have questions about appropriateness of programs and things like that?
Definitely. We offer programs for wide varieties of population, whether it be higher functioning or lower functioning. So, if they just call with any questions, we'd be glad to answer anything.
Okay. Well, now, as far as your organization, I understand you do have a foundation, so you do you like help from the community if it's available.
Yes, we do have a foundation. They actually put on a holiday tree festival where we auction off live Christmas trees through the foundation. They do a lot of work to raise money for us. They actually have provided us with new vehicles, which has been a great thing. We also do our own fundraisers through SRA CLC, which is usually golf outings, a ladies golf outing in May and a fall golf outing in September.
So if you were like an organization or a corporation, or you just were an individual that wanted to get involved as a volunteer, you guys might be a good place to call and connect with.
Yes, definitely. We take volunteers starting at age 12 all the way up through as old as people want to come and volunteer. So we're always looking for help that way or monetarily donations.
Wonderful. And I know more information is on your website, a lot of information about your programs and your contacts and everything. And I know you guys are very approachable. So if somebody wanted to give a call, I'm sure you'd help them out.
Definitely. All they need to do is call the office and we'd be glad to help them with any questions.
Wonderful. Thanks for your time. Good luck with the show coming up. Remember, if you want to find out more, go to the website. It's packed with information. Give them a call. ask around. You probably know somebody who's taking part in all this great programming. Thanks again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for all you're doing, and have a great show.
Thank you.
Well, SRACLC couldn't get it all done without a lot of their part-time staffers, and we're here with a couple of girls who juggled their high school schedule and still stay busy here. We're with Katie and Lynette. Katie, tell us where you go to school.
I go to Lake Zurich High School, and I'm a senior.
Okay, and how about Lynette?
I'm a junior at Vernon Hills.
So we have girls that are, I know class is hard. I mean, I know, a push alone, hello, that's enough work. But how are you finding time to do this? It must really touch your heart or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like an extracurricular activity. For me, I want to work with special needs people in the future, so it's good experience, and it's just something really fun to do.
And now you've been doing this, like the plays and stuff for quite a while. How many plays have you been involved in?
This is only my second. I've been here for a year, but it seems a lot longer than that.
What was the play last year?
Last year was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
So that's what I remember that one. That was a good one. Well, Cinderella's going to be great too. So if somebody wanted to get involved or they were thinking about this for just as a way to give back or be part of their career, it's a great organization, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. And you can volunteer too, so you can get in, you could be an employee or volunteer, which is awesome.
Okay, well, obviously everybody here loves you. Either that or they're just faking it really good. So, right? So good. They really are fakers. Well, they're awesome actors, and that's all I got to say. So congratulations on the play, and thanks for taking the time. Now, we're with John, and John is a multifaceted guy because he's in the play. Tell us about also your sports. You're in some sports.
I played basketball, softball, bowling, and the volleyball team.
And I heard the volleyball team's doing really well.
I'm going out this weekend. This weekend I'm going to not too far.
Is that like state or something like that?
State games, this game.
So you actually are like a 5-sport athlete. He's in the play. What do you do in the play?
Cinderella.
Okay. And you've got to do the narration for everything for Cinderella, right? So you're like kind of in charge of it?
Heather Blackmeyer did a great job in the show, and the good time they're going to run years I feel us.
Very good. You know what? You just gave an excellent commercial for SRACLC because that's what you wanted to do. So if somebody wanted to come over and be part of this, what do you say? Don't be shy?
I'm not be shy.
Very good. Just come on over. I think you'd be a very welcoming guy, correct?
Yes, yes.
Very good. Thank you. And good luck with the volleyball tournament.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, and who are we with now? What's your name?
My name is Chris.
And I heard you say you've been here how long?
Since the dinosaurs roam.
Since the dinosaurs roam. So does that mean you've done other plays here?
No, I've been doing a lot of programs.
Okay. Have you ever been to the dances? I heard they're fun.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I heard. That's the thing. If you're going to start and you're a little shy, come to the dance first, and that's the way to roll. What do you say to that?
I say yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for taking the time. I'll let you get back to work, hon. Well, who are we with here? Tell us your name.
My name is Patrick Sanchez.
Yes, and tell me, because you came in here and you just lit up the room. I guess you've been doing stuff here for a while. Did you do any other plays before?
Yeah, I've been Hello Dolly, I've been Little Mermaid, I've been Beauty and the Beast. No, I was here from Pumbaa. Yeah, I was here Pumbaa.
So you guys have done a lot of shows here, and they're good shows. I like all of those shows. And how about anything else? Have you been to the dances or to the other stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I've been to a lot of dances.
Yeah, so is it pretty fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so if somebody out there wanted to come but they were shy, what would you tell them?
Come on by, buy the tickets for Cinderella. Woo!
Very good. You can't say it better than that. Thank you, Patrick. Well, we have come out to the grounds of the beautiful Cuneo Mansion, the Loyola's property here in Vernon Hills. This is the site of our Winter Wonderland Holiday Light Show, and the guys are just getting ready as we're taping here today, but they will be ready for the day after Thanksgiving when the Winter Wonderland Holiday Light Show opens. We're here with Dave Brown. He's our Public Works Director, and I know you guys, in every time they have a spare minute, they're getting ready by putting the bulbs in and getting this all planned out so they're ready for us on the 29th.
Yeah, this has been a major thing in Vernon Hills for many years, and so my staff is out here, as you can tell, starting to put out the first displays. They'll continue working on it until it's ready to go for Thanksgiving.
I know, and sometimes depending on the weather or what other things come up, sometimes you're working on it right up till that night.
Yeah, the last few years we've been blessed that we've had some really nice weather, and it makes the setup easier. If winter comes a little bit earlier, it's a little more difficult getting the work done.
Well, and it is a labor of love for your guys. They put a lot of thought into how they put up the displays and where they place them and all those sorts of things. So this is something they think about quite a bit.
Yeah, they truly care about this. It's something they enjoy doing, and we look forward to doing it every year.
Well, and we talk about it. It's been around for, I think, nearly 20 years, and it has grown over the time, and it has to be one of the largest drive-through events. And that's what I like to think about. It's drive-through. You can be in your warm car and move through this, but it has grown over the years, and it is spectacular.
Yes, it is a well-attended event. What we would recommend to people attending, please use the Lakeview entrance off of we call it Candy Cane Lane. If you want to get here during the weekdays, it's usually shorter lines than weekends, and it's just absolutely gorgeous when we have a snowfall. So it's a little more crowded during snowfall periods too.
Yeah, like you said, come in on Lakeview Parkway. You can follow into the lines. When lines are longer, you move everybody through pretty quickly, but you can queue up there. Come in on Lakeview. It's a different pricing. It's a different pricing for weekend and weekday, same as it's been for years though. $5 Monday through Thursday, and then on the weekend it's $10 per car. I know that Cuneo, we're going to talk to the people over in the mansion in a few minutes, and they're going to tell us about, they've even got one night where you can get out of your car and go in the mansion, and for another additional price you can see Santa in there. There's always things lurking around here too at Santa's workshop, things for people to watch, so it's kind of you can go through it a number of times and see something different every time.
Yeah, I think we'd recommend that people, where possible, if they can shut off their headlights, if they think it's a safe situation to do so. It really helps the viewing. Take your time. It is the holiday season. The kids absolutely love it. They're going to want to stare and talk about the different displays longer than maybe people behind them want to wait, but it's an enjoyable time and make the best of it.
Yeah, and sometimes I know that you can swing through the Wendy's right there, pick up a little snack while you're going through. Absolutely. So, and before we close too, because Loyola does own this property, and Loyola is actively looking at different partnerships and things in there, there's always the question, is the light show going to go on? And I know as we stand here, we're not exactly sure, but it's always good while it's here to enjoy it and enjoy all that work you guys have done.
Yeah, the Loyola has some expensive bills to maintain a mansion. Anything that they touch, it just seems to cost 100 times what we would spend. So, they want to do it right. They do have some bills to pay to, maintain such a gorgeous structure. And so all I can say is they do need some development to help balance their expenditures. We don't know when that's going to happen. We know that they are, in discussions with this. We hope this isn't the last year. Could be, but time will tell.
Okay, so with that in mind, it's always good if you put it on your list. Make sure you go this year then. So, and the guys would appreciate, because they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this out here. Bulbing and changing all these bulbs. I know just putting a string of lights up at my house makes me crazy. So thanks to you and your guys. Remember the Holiday Light Show? Friday, November 29th. That's the Friday after Thanksgiving is when we open up, and it runs through Saturday, January 4th, 6 to 10 p.m. every day. Closed December 24th and 25th. That's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Otherwise open all the way through to January 4th. $5 per car Monday through Thursday, $10 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And come in on Lakeview Parkway. So thanks very much for your time. Tell the guys thank you. I know it'll be beautiful once again.
I'll pass that along. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we have stepped inside to the beautiful Cuneo Mansion. We're with General Manager Kevin Ginty. He's part of the Loyola staff here at Cuneo. And thanks for stopping by, taking a time out of your day to talk to us today, Kevin. I know before we started rolling tape, we said it's always good to remind people just a little bit about what this Cuneo Mansion is and how it started and how it came to be, and then Loyola's part in it now.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thanks for being here today. It's a pleasure to have you. The mansion was built between 1940 and 1960 for Samuel Insull, who was the founder of Commonwealth Edison and GE, so he did pretty good for himself. He wanted an Italian-style mansion built for him and his family, so that's what he has here. What we have here, there used to be an open-air atrium that the skylight used to open up, and that's very much part of the design that he wanted. Unfortunately, he lost his fortune in the Great Depression, and this house basically went into foreclosure for about 5 years. And then the Cuneo family purchased it in 1937, and they were the second family to have lived here up until 1990, and that's when Mrs. Cuneo Sr. passed away. And then in 1991, it was opened to the public as a museum. And then about 3.5 years ago, the Cuneo family and foundation gifted it to Loyola University, so we've been managing it for the past 3.5 years.
And as part of Loyola, I know you built the beautiful pavilion, which is a state-of-the-art meeting and education and party room. I mean, let's say that. So as part of what you're doing, you are doing a lot of education programs. You can come out here and get your master's or some advanced degree.
Absolutely. Loyola University wants to have a presence in Lake County, and we do have the beautiful pavilion that we built 2 years ago, so we are using that for several different Loyola classes. We have a paralegal cohort that meets with us twice a week. We also have an English language learning certification for teachers that meets twice a week, and also a Loyola theology class that meets twice a week. And during the summer, we also have summer classes for the undergraduate students that live in Lake County but maybe don't want to have to drive all the way to Chicago for summer school. So
that's a great benefit for us here in Lake County, like you said, to have that presence of Loyola University, one of the best longest education facilities in the nation, and one of the best, and to have a presence here in Lake County, right here in Vernon Hills, is great. So you have a lot of programs, and then that pavilion has also hosted a lot of weddings and a lot of meetings, so you've become even more so like the wedding capital of Lake County.
Yes, we definitely are known for our weddings. I actually got my wedding ceremony was here this past month as well. So,
so it's not just in the summer. You guys have weddings going on all the time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we do a lot of corporate events as well. We just did a fundraiser event last Friday. So all kinds of different events we do.
Okay. So that's something to keep in mind, that there's a beautiful meeting space out here. If you haven't been out here, come and take a look. Let's also talk, because Loyola is involved. I know you use the Cuneo Mansion as a jumping off point for a lot of history. So I know you've just come off, in October, you came off the Indians at the World's Columbian Exposition. That was a lecture series. You had a lecture series on posthumous portraiture for Halloween. Yes. And as we're going into November, when you're watching this, you've got a couple of really neat-looking things going on. You've got something on November 10th from 2 to 3, that's a Sunday, about a property in Wonderland that I never knew had any link to Sam Insull. So,
yeah, that's a new lecture for us that we created, and being that Wonderland's so close by, we thought it'd be a great connection with Cuneo, and since
it's called, I believe this is the correct Samuel Insull's Island Home, because Countryside Lake, I didn't realize that's a beautiful community over there. I didn't realize that he built it as a hunting lodge for himself. So
yeah, and it's a great connection to Cuneo since it's so close by.
Yeah,
so
very interesting. And then coming up on November 24th, another Sunday, I believe, 2 to 3, the house that ComEd built tour, because this building has so much technology. You mentioned that the skylight used to open and close, and it's a huge skylight, much bigger than anybody'd have in a home today. But there is a lot of technology tucked into this very old building.
Yes, there is. We've done this lecture before, and we've had a great response for it, so we try to offer it once or twice a year. But yeah, Samuel Insull, he was a technology king back in the day, so when he had his mansion built, he wanted all the latest technology, such as an elevator and a central vacuum system, a telephone booth in his office. So yeah, there's a lot of neat technology that was put in the house.
And when you think of it, at the time that house was built, there wasn't a lot of electricity brought out to the rural areas, so he had to be instrumental in bringing electricity out and then in using it in the home. So it's pretty incredible if you like architecture or technology or anything like that. History, of course. So those are the types of lectures, so make sure you watch the website for more as the time goes on. You've got a new thing I saw, the Cuneo Book Club you're getting ready to launch.
Yeah, so that's going to happen November 13th. That'll be our first meeting, first book club meeting, and we really hope to have this on a monthly basis and get a good group of people together for the monthly book club.
And you're going to focus on history, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, but the history aspect of things at this point.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So readers out there, and I know we've got a lot of you, think about that coming over, and you'd have it here at Cuneo, so you could enjoy the surroundings as well, too. So, I mean, it's like a double good, so.
Yeah, I think we're going to have it in our music room, which is a beautiful room, and it'll just kind of have a great setting for the book club.
If you want more information on that, Lisa Cushing-Davis is the person to contact for that, and you can look on the website for some more information. Now let's head into kind of your holiday events. First of all, you've got the Velveteen Rabbit, brought alive by the Kirk Players. They're going to come back with that beautiful family play for everybody, and that's going to be Saturdays and Sundays in end of November through December. It looks like December 22nd, so coming right up into the holiday season. So that is something that happens here. Where are you going to, we used to have it in the Great Hall. Where are you going to stage them now?
It's going to be in the Great Hall again, and this
Okay.
will be the third year in a row that we've done the Velveteen Rabbit. It's been a great success, and we're happy to have it back.
And it is definitely, while it's for children, I know you get people of all ages and grandmas and grandpas and everybody.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The adults come as well. It's a great show.
Yeah, it's a packed house too, so find out about getting tickets. You can do that through the Kirk Players, so go to the Kirk Players website for that one.
Yes, Kirk Players are selling the tickets for that.
So go right to them. They're at www.kirkplayers.org or give them a call. Open house with Santa. So on some of these, on December 13th, which is a Friday, as you're driving through the light show, if you've already paid your ticket, you could actually stop off and come visit you on the 13th.
Yes, this will be our third annual holiday open house with Santa. And yes, as you said, you just pay your admission through the light show, and if you'd like to come in, there's just an additional nominal fee to come in for the open house. We'll have Santa Claus in the Great Hall to meet with the kids. Then we'll have, in the pavilion, we'll have crafts for the kids to make, craft tables and some raffle prizes, and it's always a good time.
And it's good for, again, families of all ages. That's Friday, December 13th, 6:30 to 9. So the light show opens at 6. So by the time you get, through the light show gates and you get in, and then you come into the house and buy your ticket for the additional evening here. And you get to see Santa, and there's refreshments, and it's a good night. So now you said you have, as we walked in today to do the taping, you said you've got another new thing, a breakfast with Santa. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're always trying to add new programs here at Cuneo Mansion Gardens. So on December 7th, which is a Saturday, we'll have our first ever breakfast with Santa in our pavilion, and it'll be a buffet breakfast. And once again, kids can meet with Santa and get their picture taken with Santa. We'll have a crafts table again. And it should be a great event.
Okay, so for breakfast with Santa. Now the open house, the evening thing, you just come. You come to the door, you buy your ticket. How about breakfast with Santa? Do we need reservations ahead for that?
Yes, you do need reservations for breakfast with Santa. Bowers Catering, our exclusive caterer, is handling the reservations, so you would call their office directly, and that information will be on our website.
Okay, sounds good. So really, you're going to be busy through the holiday and then in beyond, and because you're busy all year round. So if people want to know more about either educational programs, lectures, the book club, or these holiday events, go to the website or give a call over. Kevin's ready to help you. So thank you very much for your time today. It looks like it's going to be another great holiday season. So thank you to all of your staff here at Loyola and at the Cuneo Mansion.
Yeah, thanks for coming again, and we look forward to seeing everyone at Cuneo Mansion Gardens this holiday season.
Thank you. When we're thinking about the light show, the next thought that comes into our head is the license plate program. We're here with Lisa Fishbeck. She's been running the license plate program for the light show for a few years, and I see you've got this year's handy-dandy plate. Can we remind people, especially if they're new to the area, what this cute license plate does? It's not just a decoration for your vehicle.
Well, for 8 years so far, we've been doing the Winter Wonderland Holiday License Plate as your season pass to get into the light show. It's $35, and you can post it on, or place it on your car on the 1st of November through the 4th of January next year. And it allows you to enter the Winter Wonderland Holiday Light Show all you want.
Okay, so I can go as many times as I want. You're not keeping track of me so that I have to stop. And on weekends, too, because I know weekends cost a little more.
On weekends, too. Weekends, Monday, the whole time. This gets you through as many times as you'd like to go.
Okay, so let's remind people of the process for $35, and it's a true license plate. You take your other license plates off and put them in the trunk or the back seat.
Correct. We have our applications are available online on the Winter Wonderland website. You can also reach it through the main page, or you can pick up an application at the Village Hall. You will need to provide a copy of your January 2014 vehicle registration, check for $35, and just fill out the application. They are mailed directly to you from the Secretary of State's office. Right now they are available as of the 23rd, and they will mail them directly to your residence or whatever address you put on there. And then once you get them, you can start displaying them on your vehicle on the 1st of November. And you maintain your current license and registration in your vehicle, but these are also registered with the state of Illinois.
Okay, and when you said the 23rd, that's the 23rd of October when we're taping. So by the time you watch this, you can start ordering your plates and slapping them right on your vehicle right now. So because this is going to run in November then. So, and you take them off at the January 4th, which is when the light show closes.
When the light show closes on January 4th, then you need to take them off. And then if you're like me, you display them in your garage. We only order 100 sets, so they go quickly. And first come, first serve. So I highly recommend that you get your applications in and order them right away.
Well, you can tell who ordered them quickly, too, because of the numbers. They go in numerical order, correct?
This is true. We've already had, we already have 2 applications, and we just put it online yesterday.
Okay, see, we got people that are Winter Wonderland fanatics, so it's good.
Diehards,
and we can tell, and it's a great thing to do for the holiday, and it kind of helps support everything as we go, too.
Right.
Let's remind people quickly, I know we've already told them about the light show, but it does open right after Thanksgiving on Friday, November 29th.
Right, November 29th, Friday. It will open from 6 to 10. It'll be closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Get her straight there. It is $6, or I'm sorry, it's open from 6 to 10 p.m. nightly, $5 Monday through Thursday, $10 Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
Okay. So this is where the license plate comes in handy, because all it takes is 3 weekend trips with a car full. You're in good shape. You're in good shape. Okay, so that's the light show. That's the license plates. You can always call over and ask some more information about that, or you can check up at the front desk. Now let's talk about something coming up even quicker. That's the Village Tree and Menorah Lighting Celebration, Saturday, November 30th in the afternoon.
Right, at 4:30 at the Vernon Hills Golf Course at 291 Evergreen Drive, across the street. We will have our annual tree lighting ceremony and menorah lighting. President Byrne and the Vernon Hills Queens will light the light, and Santa Claus will bring on the or flip the switch for the Christmas tree. It's a great event for neighbors to come on out and socialize, and the kids can see Santa Claus. There'll be hot chocolate and cider and cookies and treats for everybody. It doesn't last very long, so it's quick, and with the way the weather is turning right now, it's going to be cold.
So get there, be ready for the 4:30 flip of the switch, and a little quick, nice little Saturday after Thanksgiving, too.
Absolutely, and there's usually a good 250 people there. So,
well, and like you said, Santa's there, everybody's there, everybody who wants to see and be seen. One more thing we want to talk with you about. You are a great contact for people who feel generous over the holidays, and we have a lot of need in our area. We have a lot of wealth, but we have an incredible amount of need. And you have a lot of contacts that you can help people get hooked up with the food pantry if they want to do a food drive or something.
Right. The Village of Vernon Hills, in cooperation with the Libertyville Township office and the Vernon Hills, or the Vernon Township office, is a collection spot for the food pantry. We have a large barrel in our lobby. We will accept any kind of non-perishable food items at the police department, at our public works department, and here at the Village Hall. During the holidays, there are a lot of people that are really in need of assistance. One thing that we encourage for organizations and companies out there, if you want to do a food drive within your facility, and if you collect a lot of food items, you can either bring them over here or you can call me and I will make arrangements to have those picked up and taken to the food pantries. We don't see it, but there is a lot of need out there. So if you're interested, please give me a call. My number's on the screen. I'll be more than happy to coordinate a pickup for you, and it's a great way to take part in your community.
And I will say, too, it's great that you do the pickup you can send the truck over, you can help with that. If anybody from your organization ever wants to go to the food pantry and see how that operation works, and the food comes in and then the food goes out because they have such need. So it's really something important for us all to understand. So.
And keep your eyes on our website because we have a lot of other organizations that are collecting coats and things, gloves and mittens. I mean, there are angel trees everywhere. So if you participate, it gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling.
It's nice if you have a little extra to be able to share a little extra. So,
most definitely.
Well, thank you for taking the time, Lisa. Lisa's here at the Village Hall. She's a great resource for anything you want to know about, whether it's license plates, the food pantry, or anything else going on. So thank you for taking the time and have a great holiday season.
And you too.
Well, that wraps up this edition of the Vernon Hills Update. If you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Stordo at 847-918-3560 or email Mike S. at thehills.org. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.